On potential signings for the summer, Mikel Arteta said yesterday, in fact, he urged us to kindly exercise patience. He apologized for the delay and he said that they are working so hard to take the club to a different level. So I'm sure that they are actually working behind the scene. And of course, we are not expecting many signings just like last season, because we already have a working system. We already have, formidable squad. We only need one or two more signings. So they are working so hard to make us proud, and they don't want to sign quantity. Rather, they are planning to bring in quality players that are needed for our next season campaign. Now, on Bruno Guimarães' deal, according to ESPN Brazil's correspondent known as Bruno Andrade, he said Arsenal are optimistic about completing the Bruno Guimarães deal before Sunday. The player is scheduled back to training with Newcastle on Monday, and the parties involved are hoping the deal can be finalized before then, so Guimarães doesn't even have to return to Newcastle before joining Arsenal. Time for Here We Go. This is according to ESPN Brazil correspondent known as Bruno Andrade. Now, of course, we all know that Bruno Guimarães is yet to return from the World Cup. He represented his home country, Brazil. He is yet to return to Newcastle, and the expected date or day for him to return is Sunday, in order for him to start training with Newcastle on Monday. And of course, you don't expect Bruno Guimarães to return to Newcastle. He has made known to the fans, to the club, that his intention to join Arsenal, and having known that he has already made it known to them that he wants to join Arsenal. So he wouldn't want to come back to train with the club, because he will not be able to face the fans, his teammates, haven't made it known to them that he is leaving the club for Arsenal. So that is why it's very, very important for our club Arsenal to finalize this deal this week before Sunday, since this guy has actually chosen Arsenal as his next destination. So with this information, it's obvious that this week, before this weekend, we will definitely hear Here We Go for Bruno Guimarães. And again, for Newcastle to have lost key players like Tonali, Gordon, in their squad, that alone is another reason why Bruno Guimarães wants to leave the club. And yesterday, they lost 4-1 to Bristol City. Yes, of course, it's pre-season, but then you could clearly see that Newcastle will struggle. They will definitely struggle next season, because even though they are going to buy players to replace the ones they sold, it will definitely take time for the new players to acclimatize with Newcastle system. So Bruno Guimarães really wants to leave the club for Arsenal.